Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to break down age gap relationships where one partner is significantly older or younger than the other partner and just dive into some of the statistics behind whether or not they're successful, whether or not the people in these types of relationships are happy, and just an overall breakdown of how many people are in these types of relationships. These relationships can get a lot of bad publicity, right? You know, there's a lot of social judgment that comes with these types of relationships. We know we've all seen celebrities who will be dating someone significantly younger than them. You know, think of Leonardo DiCaprio and him dating young women in their 20s. They get a lot of backlash for it, right? You know, oh, he's a creep, he's a sugar daddy, he's trying to groom them. But it also goes towards women as well. You know, women get a bad rep when they date someone that's significantly younger than them. You know, look at Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore. So there's a lot of social disapproval that comes with these types of relationships, and I'm sure that that has some level of impact on the success of the relationships. But let's jump into some of the reasons why, in the first place, why would someone date someone that's significantly younger than them? Or why would someone date someone that's significantly older than them? So they did a survey and they asked these people that are in these age gap relationships, you know, what's the benefit? Why are you dating someone that's, you know, that you have such a wide age gap with? And for people that were dating someone significantly younger than them, 39% of them said that the number one reason why they're dating someone so much younger is because of physical attractiveness. Now, I totally get this. People in their 20s are gonna look better than people in their 50s. That's just the world we live in. That's just how the human experience goes. The second biggest reason, or 37% of people said that the number one reason for them was that open-mindedness was why, or what attracted them to someone so much younger. And I can see this side as well. You know, when you're older, you tend to get more caught in your ways, you have more life experience, you tend to just know what you want, and you're less willing to compromise. Whereas if you're younger, less experience, you're more open-minded, more open to trying new things and figuring out what you like versus what you don't like. Now, on the flip side, what are some of the benefits for dating someone older? So it says here, 55% of the people that they surveyed said that emotional maturity was the number one thing that attracted them to dating someone significantly older than them. Again, kind of goes back to the point I just made. You know, older people have more experience. They know themselves better. They know how to control their emotions better. So that totally makes sense. And then 44% of people said that financial stability is the reason that they want to date someone significantly older. This is where you get the whole sugar daddy, sugar mommy dynamic. I think it's kind of weird. It's a very transactional relationship, but I guess some people can make it work. Okay, let's move on to how does age gap influence marital satisfaction? And it says here, marital satisfaction significantly decreases in couples with a larger age gap compared to couples that are around the same age. Married couples with a 0 to 3 year age gap are more satisfied than those with a 4 to 6 year age gap. So what this is saying is that the wider the age gap in your relationship, in your marriage, the more likely you're going to be unsatisfied. And I think there's a few different things that factor into this. I think family planning is a big one. And just, you know, when you're at a similar age, you typically are looking to do the same things in life. You know, at this age, at 35, you know, you want to have a kid, or at 30, you want to have a kid. At 32, you want to have kid number 2. At this age, you want to, you know, buy a house. At this age, you want to get married. You know, we have these like ideas of at what age we want certain life events to happen. And when you're at the same age or around the same age, you know, as your partner, it's more likely that you guys are going to be in the same boat there. Another thing is, like I said in the very first point, is that social disapproval is a real thing, right? You know, it's easy to sit here and say, I don't care what anybody else thinks, let them judge me all they want. But at the end of the day, you know, it's really hard not to care what people think. And, you know, if family and friends and peers are judging you and judging your relationship because there's this big age gap, it can lead to tension in the relationship. Another thing is that I would imagine, now I've never been in an age gap relationship like this, but I would imagine that in these relationships, there's probably a chance, at least a higher chance, that there's gonna be an uneven power dynamic. And I say that because you know, the one partner is going to be older, right? The one partner is going to have more life experience, and it would be really easy for them to feel as though they are like superior, right? Like that they're smarter, that, you know, they just know more, and that their opinion or their perspective holds more weight than the younger person, you know, who doesn't have as much life experience. And I could see that turning into a dynamic where, you know, that older partner is almost condescending or just not even considering the other person's perspective because they think they know what's best. Again, just making assumptions there, but I would bet that those are probably some of the things that factor into why marriages aren't as happy when there's a wider age gap. Okay, moving on to age gap and divorce rate. Now, I think this is really interesting, and it says here, a 2014 study of 3,000 people showed that married couples are more likely to divorce the higher the age gap. And when you look at this chart here, it says if there's a 1-year age gap, there's a 3% divorce rate. If there's a 5-year age gap, there's an 18% divorce rate. There's a 10-year age gap, it jumps up to 39% divorce rate. And if there's a 20-year age gap, you're looking at a 95% divorce rate. So if you are 20 years, if there's a 20-year age gap between you and your significant other that you're married to, it's almost a 100% chance that you're gonna get divorced. Now, that's just mind-boggling to me. I get that, you know, some people can make it work, but again, the bigger that age gap, the harder it's going to be. And I used to be the type to think that, you know, I'm the exception to the rule, that, you know, that's not going to happen to me. And I guess the older I get, the more objective I've gotten with just how I view things. And I look at numbers a lot now, and maybe it's because, you know, part of my job is looking at data and looking at numbers. But, you know, I really value numbers and statistics, and I used to think I was bigger than the statistic, that I was, you know, the exception to the rule. But at the end of the day, numbers don't lie. So take that for what it's worth. So to sum it all up, basically, if there's a bigger age gap in your relationship, the higher chance that that relationship's not going to work out, at least objectively speaking, when we look at the data and the numbers that back it up. At the end of the day, you know, don't let this stop you from dating someone that you actually really want to date. You know, if you're interested in someone, you know, there's always exceptions to the rule. I just have gotten more pessimistic, I guess, over the years when it comes to me thinking that I can be the exception to the rule, but that doesn't mean that they don't exist. So don't let this video stop you. If you guys find someone that, you know, is significantly older, significantly younger than you, you know, do what you think is best. You know yourself best. But I just want to provide the numbers, provide the stats, provide my opinions, and you guys can do what you want with it. So I hope this video gave you guys some value. If it did, hit it with the thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts on the comment section below. If you really liked the video, consider subscribing to the channel. I'll continue to make videos around these types of topics. And I think that's all I got. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I appreciate you. Peace.